Hello, everybody. Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right, guys, so let's get into it. So as you can see, a little bit of a different surrounding today. That's because I'm having a night out on the town, so I'm not at home today, but I still want to bring you guys all of the latest 90 Day Fiancé and reality TV news. So today, we're going to be talking about a couple that we haven't really spoken about recently, and that's Annie Suwan and David Toborowski. But actually, it's not really about them. It's about Annie's, I believe it's her cousin that got married to an American, and it's causing a bit of a ruckus on the internet. And the reason for that is because she's quite young. She's 18 years old, and the man that she's marrying, she's getting married to, is, I believe, quite older than her. And there's also rumors that perhaps she's going to be joining 90 Day Fiancé as well. So let's take a look at what's going on with Annie's cousin. And also, we're going to be talking about Annie and David as well. And the reason for that is because I've actually been wanting to do a video about them for some time because they want to get a baby. And of course, we know that David is, more on the older side. Annie is still, I believe, in her 20s to this day. So we'll take a look at what's going on with the two of them. There's some news that they are trying to get IVF, in vitro fertilization, to get a baby. So first, let's take a look at what's going on with Annie's cousin, and then we'll see what's going on, what people are saying about this. People are really kind of shocked at the age gap between Amber, which is Annie's cousin, and her, her fiance or her spouse. So Annie Suwan's cousin Amber is engaged, and will she be on 90 Day Fiancé next? Now, 90 Day Fiancé's Annie Suwan wanted to bring her cousin Amber Boonmack to the U.S. on after the 90 days. The 18-year-old is now engaged to an American man. So Amber's engagement news suggests that she may join the cast of 90 Day Fiancé. Annie and David wish to adopt her cousin sister Amber on after the 90 days. Amber may no longer need their help to fulfill her American dream as she's engaged to an American man, Matt. And we're also going to take a look into who exactly this Matt person is because he's been featured in the news in the past. And so we'll take a look at that in a few minutes as well. So Annie Suwan's cousin sister Amber Ratikan Boonmack's engagement news could mean she's going to star in 90 Day Fiancé next. Annie and David Toborowski were introduced to reality TV show viewers in 90 Day Fiancé Season 5. David had divorced his wife of 21 years, had suffered a stroke, and was dealing with financial difficulties when he met Annie in Thailand. He first saw her singing in a bar when he offered her a drink and proposed to Annie in a week or two. So very, very quick. I'm actually quite surprised that, given all of the facts about this relationship, that they've actually lasted so long and seem to be perhaps the happiest or one of the happiest couples where there's such a huge age discrepancy, something like 20 years, if not more, between the two of them. He first saw her singing, and despite Annie's family asking for a $15,000 dowry, David was able to take her to the U.S. Annie and David got married all the way back in the November of 2017. Can't believe it's been so long. Annie and David couldn't overcome their financial roadblocks for a while, but they soon started gaining popularity as pillow talk celebrities. Fans started asking them when they would expand their family, but David already had 3 kids from his previous marriage and also had a vasectomy. You guys will remember that. He had a vasectomy done in the past. This has really been kind of the angle or the talking point, for this couple in the past was David's vasectomy. They decided they could adopt Annie's cousin, sister, and brother from Thailand and bring them back to America with them. Recently, Annie and David revealed they're looking into IVF as an option to have a baby of their own. Meanwhile, Annie's cousin Amber might really not need any help from them to fulfill her American dream. Amber was 16 years old during David and Annie after the 90 days. So, of course, David and Annie, they've kind of been these TLC darlings. And, I quite like David and Annie. They seem to be nice. They get along pretty well. They're relatively drama-free, and they're actually kind of entertaining in their own way as well. I think one of the least toxic couples in the 90 Day Fiancé universe, besides Kenny and Armando. Actually, I even find David and Annie a little bit more interesting, and that's because they go to Thailand and they do stuff in Thailand all the time. They shoot a lot of videos there. I think they were there just very recently. If not, they might still even be there. And so, I think they have a lot of fans. They don't have a lot of haters because usually 90 Day Fiancé brings out the toxicity in people. And so it's unusual for a couple like David and Annie to, still be together and still be featured on the show. But, there is a but here, and that's, Amber's age, which is, people are criticizing this online. We'll get to that in a second. Annie and David's 90 Day Fiancé spinoff premiere Monday, January 10th at 9 p.m. It showed Annie and David working together to bring Annie's brother Jordan and cousin sister Amber to the USA. Time was running out as the kids had to get visas before the school year could start in the US. David and Annie struggled to respond to Jordan acting difficult because he didn't look too keen on moving. They avoided the choice to leave Jordan behind or risk Amber's last chance to relocate. Jordan was 14 years old and Amber was 16 years old when they filmed David and Annie after the 90 Days Season 1. Annie and David gave Amber and Jordan English lessons so they could visit the immigration department and ace their interviews. However, their visa applications were rejected twice on 2 seasons of the spinoff. I answered everything, and it was all going good. I thought I had gone in. I did my best, Amber had said after returning from the governmental agency and breaking down in tears. By this time, Amber was 17 years old. She felt like she had disappointed Annie and David when her American visa was denied. Now, I think part of this was because during the pandemic, pretty sure that the U.S. government lowered the amount of people that they were going to take in on visa. So I'm not even sure if this was exactly anything against, Amber and even Jordan, or if this was just the system basically, at play during the pandemic. They were not really allowing as many people in as before, and so perhaps that played a part of it. I don't exactly know. Obviously, we don't know that, but I think that played at least a part in that. So, who is Amber engaged to? Well, she's engaged to Matthew Tattersall, and this is the man right here. Let's see if you guys can see that. So, Amber really looks quite a lot like Annie, I have to say, and she's looking more and more like her as she's growing up. So, you can see Amber on the right, and you can see Matt on the left here, and then we have a couple of pictures. This is them back in Thailand, and you can see Matt there as well in the background. There's David in the background with the two of them in there, and I don't know exactly what they're doing. He is putting this kind of ribbon on Matt's hand, on both of their hands, so it looks like some kind of ceremony that's being kind of worked out here. And of course there's Annie as well, I believe, and so that's Amber giving her her man a kiss, and there we have the two of them. I guess those are the parents, and so so there's the ceremony at play. I'm not exactly sure why we have these two here in there as well. Were they there for the whole ceremony? Maybe they were there because I believe these two were in Thailand not that long ago, so perhaps they attended this whole thing. So what they said here: congratulations to my lovely and best beautiful cousin Amber on her engagement day with Matthew. Wishing you guys nothing but health and happiness. Much love. So it's possible that they had some invitees in there as well. Now, Annie and I are very close. It's like we're sisters. Amber had told cameras during her confessional. None of her family members have foreign partners. Amber had added David was the first foreigner Amber had ever had. However, things have changed now for Amber since she's going to marry an American man herself. Annie shared several photos from Amber and Matt's engagement on her Instagram on the 14th of December of 2023. Congratulations to my lovely and best beautiful cousin Amber on her engagement to Matthew. And this is what she shared. These are the pictures here. So it appears like perhaps we're going to see these two. Of course, you see David Toborowski in the comments right there. It appears like we're going to see, I don't know if we are actually, but I do think that given the whole angle that they're related to David and Annie, given the angle that, Matt, it looks like he's an American. Pretty sure he isn't. We'll look at that in a second. Is an American. And, of course, Amber is Thai. and that they're getting engaged, and it appears that they are living in Thailand but might be moving to the USA. I think it has basically all of the ingredients of a 90 Day Fiancé relationship that we're going to see play out on the show. So, according to his Facebook, Matt attended Southington High School in Connecticut and graduated from Central Connecticut State University back in 2019. He was born on May 8th, 1991, which makes him 13 or 14 years older than Amber, considering she's 18 years old as of 2023. Matt had his own website called Rado's World. Annie and David haven't revealed how Matt and Amber met, but she seems to have first posted about him on Instagram back in October 2023. Considering Amber is engaged to Matt now, the couple's next step would be to apply for a K-1 visa for Amber to come to America. The third time could be a charm for Amber, although it might not involve her getting adopted by the 90 Day Fiancé couple. Regardless, her engagement makes Amber a great candidate for the next season of 90 Day Fiancé because she's already part of the franchise. Fans would love to watch Amber's dream come true as she heads towards a happy married life, just like the one her sister Annie has with David. And so that's the story, guys. And if Amber is 18, so her fiance Matt is 32. If he was born in 1991. So we're looking at about a 14-year age gap. And a lot of people have commented on that. So if we look at Reddit, you guys are going to see that people are, they are having certain reservations about this. Remember Annie's niece, who they were trying to bring to America? Well, she's now engaged to a obviously much older man. I'm pretty sure she's barely 18. This is disgusting. I don't know if he's American or not, but I guess they found a way to get her out of Thailand. It's so gross that they support that. So this person here is basically slamming Annie and David because they're accusing Annie and David of somehow facilitating this whole thing of getting Amber involved with a much older American man. And you can see it in the comments here. This person did some internet sleuthing, and apparently in 2015 he was 23, so doing some math, he's like 31. He's actually, I think he's 32 by now. How do I know this? Well, his name is Matthew, and he's also a former U.S. military serviceman who went skydiving with a fish in a water bottle. And this is the article right here on USA Today. And this is from back in 2017. Paratrooper brings fish on his last jump and takes selfie as Matthew Tattersall prepares to leave the U.S. Army. He wanted to make his last jump as a paratrooper memorable one, and he jumped with Willie Make It, his pet Siamese fighting fish. And this is, I guess, a picture of Matt back in 2017. So he did this jump as a farewell to his paratrooper days back then. And so, so people are, they are having these comments about his age. This person says, well, when I was 18, I dated a 32-year-old. At the time, it didn't seem weird. Now that I'm in my 30s, I wonder what he was thinking. So as you get older, perhaps you get some perspective on the whole age thing that maybe you don't have when you're younger. And, Thailand is different. And, the age thing, I don't know. I don't know how that plays out in Thailand. If anybody knows, maybe let me know in the comment section down below. I'm not sure if it's as huge of a deal over there as it is back here. Yes, it is weird that she's barely 18 and this guy is 32 and he would be attracted to an 18-year-old. Not that it can work, but the issue is that usually you have so little in common with someone that is just so much younger than you that, you don't have a lot to talk about. You're at different stages in your life. You're part of a different generation. And so when it comes time to sitting down and having those conversations that, generally all couples have and is kind of the hallmark of a healthy relationship, there's just not going to be as much there to discuss because you just don't really have a ton in common. So yes, I can see why people are saying it's a little weird. At the same time, it's legal. He's allowed to do it. And, you guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that this is weird, that this is creepy, that, Annie and David really shouldn't be facilitating, Amber dating this much older guy? I don't know if it's for a green card or what. I don't know. Obviously, they're trying to get Amber and I forget the brother's name. Trying to get into the USA, but it didn't work out. So I don't know if this is a part of that plan. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure that TLC is going to film this and we're going to see it. Annie is 20 years younger than David. He's gross looking. Oh my, very typical and unfortunately, this is what one person says. And I think there is some truth to that, that it's not all that unusual in Thailand for these kind of relationships, especially with foreigners, Thai ladies as well. So he doesn't look all that old to me. Am I fooled by FaceTime? Not me trying to scroll to the other pictures while I hope he treats you well. That's the most important. Just because it's an age gap doesn't mean it's the most horrible, awful thing. If you met her as a minor, then it's a different story. I personally don't know anything about the relationship, but they look okay here. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I hope she's happy at least. So there you go. You have some differing opinions. So, like I said, you guys let me know what you think about that. I'm a little torn about it. I think it can work. At the same time, yes, I do hope that he didn't meet her when she was a minor, because yes, that would be weird and that would be creepy. However, it can work. She's legal and she's allowed to, consent to an engagement proposal for a man that's 30 and plus. It's like I said, to me, it's still a little weird because I just don't really understand what you have in common with a person that is just a part of a different generation altogether, besides perhaps stuff in the bedroom. But, it is what it is. You guys will tell me what you think about that in the comment section down below. Also, do you want to see these two come on the show? Do you want to see Amber come on 90 Day Fiancé and see her journey perhaps from Thailand and perhaps moving with Matt to the USA and trying to adapt, and then seeing the whole scenario with Annie and David as well play out? Would you guys like to see that? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, if we just wanted to give you guys an update, a quick update about David and Annie, well, they are looking at IVF. So Annie shared recently a sonogram photo on her Facebook page asking fans for suggestions on reliable IVF centers with a good success rate. David had a vasectomy in the past, and Annie was living in with PCOS, but they were determined to find a trustworthy center to help them on their baby journey. So I'm not going to read this whole article here, but basically they are trying to have a baby. They want to have a baby, both of them. I think before perhaps it's too late for David, but Annie is at a different stage. She hasn't had kids. She's still in her 20s. She's still pretty young. So I see her wanting to have kids. We're having a similar kind of dilemma with Kenny and Armando on the other way, and we're just kind of seeing the tell-all with that, where they're trying to basically get a child. And then we had, of course, Tim kind of butt in and say, well, Kenny's just doing it for Armando because Kenny's much older, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't know if that's the case with David and Andy, but they are very much trying to find an IVF center. They're looking for suggestions, and they're very much trying to have a child, right now and in the near future. So that's the story for today, guys. You guys let me know what you think about this whole Amber situation. Do you guys find it weird? Do you think it's normal? And would you guys like to see, Amber and her man Matt come on the show? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this update about 90 Day Fiancé. For the next 2 days or so, I'm going to be from here, so you guys are going to see this background. I don't want to bore you guys too much with where I am or what I'm doing or whatever. I just wanted to give you guys this update, and I should be back tomorrow and Sunday as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe as well if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care.